If you'd asked me a year ago what love looks like, I'd have said a distraction. In my world, spreadsheets, deadlines, and board meetings, there wasn't space for fairy tales. I was the guy people called Mr. Reliable. I was good with numbers, calm under pressure, and terrible at feelings. That was before Elena walked into the 14th floor conference room one Monday morning, holding a cup of coffee and a portfolio that smelled faintly of vanilla and ambition. She was the new marketing consultant, smart, quick, and far too confident for someone joining a company like ours. From the first meeting, I could tell she wasn't afraid to challenge me. I was the senior analyst, she was the creative spark. Oil and water, they said. But maybe that's why sparks flew. The first time I noticed her properly was during a late presentation review. Everyone else had left for the day. The office lights dimmed automatically after 8 p.m., and the city outside looked like it was made of stars. She was sitting opposite me, her laptop screen glowing against her skin. "You always stay this late?" she asked. "Only when someone forgets to update the numbers," I replied, teasing. She smirked. "Maybe your numbers need a little creativity." That was Elena, sharp tongue, soft smile. We argued, laughed, and stayed until midnight finishing that presentation. When we finally rode the elevator down, she leaned back and said, "You know, you're not as boring as I thought." I laughed, but inside something shifted. For the first time in years, I found myself looking forward to work for reasons that had nothing to do with ambition. Days turned into weeks. We became a team, unofficially, quietly. A glance during meetings, a shared joke in the hallway, a coffee left on my desk just the way I liked it. We never said anything out loud, but everyone could feel the tension building. The kind that lingers in the air like electricity before rain. One Friday night, after another round of impossible deadlines, we both found ourselves in the break room. She sat on the counter, shoes off, tie loosened. "We make a pretty good team, you know," she said. "Yeah," I replied. "Almost too good." Our eyes met. The moment hung there, heavy, unspoken. I wanted to tell her everything right then. But in our world, office relationships were trouble. HR memos, rumors, promotions on the line. So I smiled, took my coffee, and walked away. That night, I couldn't sleep. Her laugh echoed in my head. Corporate love stories are always the same. Someone breaks a rule, someone gets caught, and everything falls apart. I told myself I wouldn't be that guy. But when Elena started working directly under my project supervision, things became impossible. Every day, every meeting, every quick exchange of emails, all laced with the weight of what we couldn't say. Once, during a client lunch, she brushed against my hand while passing the tablet. It was nothing. A second. But it felt like electricity. Afterward, she texted, "Did you feel that too?" I stared at my phone for 10 minutes before typing back, "Yes." And that's the problem. The annual corporate retreat was supposed to be a team-building exercise. 2 days by the sea, workshops in the morning, wine in the evenings. On the second night, it rained. Hard. The outdoor dinner was canceled, and everyone gathered under a glass canopy near the pool. I saw Elena across the crowd, wearing a navy dress that made her look both elegant and unreachable. She caught me staring and smiled. Later, when most people had drifted off, she walked over. "Can we talk?" We ended up walking along the empty corridor, rain tapping against the windows. "This is crazy," she said. "The way we keep pretending." I didn't answer. She stepped closer, her voice softer. "Tell me you don't feel it." I could have lied. But I didn't. "Elena, I've been trying not to." Her breath caught, and for a moment the world outside disappeared. No titles, no HR rules, no consequences. Just two people caught between reason and feeling. We didn't kiss. We didn't have to. The silence between us was louder than thunder. The next morning, we avoided each other. Deadlines, meetings, clients. Everything felt mechanical. Yet every time our eyes met, it was there again, the memory of that night. Weeks passed. Rumors began to swirl. People noticed how often we stayed late, how our projects always aligned. I started worrying that this connection, this beautiful, fragile thing, might destroy her career before it ever began. So I did the hardest thing I could think of. I requested to be transferred to another department. When she found out, she came to my office. Why? She asked. Because I care about you, I said quietly. And because this place doesn't deserve to turn what we have into gossip. She didn't argue. She just looked at me. The kind of look that says everything words can't. Then she left. 3 months. That's how long we went without speaking. I buried myself in new work, new faces, new routines. But some nights, when the office was quiet, I'd still imagine her laugh echoing down the hallway. One evening, while leaving, I found an envelope on my desk. Inside was a note written in familiar handwriting. You once said love was a bad investment. Maybe it's the only one that truly pays off. Underneath the note was a small key to the rooftop lounge our company rarely used. I hesitated. Then I went. She was there, waiting, her hair caught by the night breeze, city lights behind her like stars. I thought you'd moved on, I said. I tried, she whispered. But every time I did, I miss the way you look at me when you're pretending not to. I laughed, a real one, maybe the first in months. So what now? She took my hand. Now we stop pretending. We decided to take the risk. We talked to HR, explained everything honestly, and requested separate reporting lines. It wasn't easy, but it was worth it. Office gossip came and went. Deadlines remained, coffee still tasted the same, but something was different, lighter. Some mornings, she'd walk past my desk and leave a note hidden under my files. Remember that night it rained? And I'd smile, knowing that some storms are worth walking through. Love doesn't always announce itself with fireworks. Sometimes it shows up quietly, between PowerPoint slides after long meetings, or in the pause between two people who finally stop pretending they don't care. I used to think love was a distraction. Now I know it's the reason. Because somewhere between deadlines and heartbeats, I found mine.